Apple, a beacon of innovation and progress, an epitome of technological breakthroughs that have not just evolutionized the world of technology, but shaped our day-to-day lives in ways we never have imagined just a couple of decades ago. The iPod that transformed how we consume music. The iPhone that revolutionized communication. And now, Vision Pro, bringing extended reality into the mainstream. But now, take a moment and steer your thoughts away from the glass towers of Silicon Valley and the futuristic promise of tech. Venture with me into a world that's as real as the one Apple operates in, but perhaps much darker and far more sinister. The world of drug cartels.
We need to start thinking about drug cartels the same way we think about companies like Walmart or McDonald's.
The iPhone revolutionized the smartphone landscape.
Jalisco new generation come from Jalisco state.
It's hard to imagine any parallels between these two starkly contrasting entities. A tech giant hailed for changing lives for the better, and an illicit underworld marred by violence and lawlessness. But you'd be surprised to know they do share something fundamental to their operational success. Welcome to the story of control, innovation, and the unlikely parallels between Apple and the world's most infamous drug cartels.
What about 3 years from now when the Mexican drug cartels are more powerful?
I have an app on my phone that is going to decide the color we get.
For many, Apple represents the pinnacle of innovation and seamless user experience. But it's not just their products that have earned them this reputation. It's their business model, a model where they control every link in the supply chain. From the design to the delivery of the product, Apple maintains a tight grip of their entire supply chain, ensuring a consistent and premium experience for its customers. This control also enables them to capture more of the value created, thus reaping larger profits. But it's not just tech companies that have learned from this strategy. Enter the world of international drug cartel. Latin American cocaine cartels, much like Apple, are now taking control of their entire supply chain. This strategy shift is reshaping the global criminal scene, causing ripples of influence even across the ocean in Europe. Unlike the historical image of cartels being just growers or suppliers, they are now functioning more like multinational corporations, controlling everything from production to distribution.
We're like dragged into it by some Albanians. That's how I got into it first, really. There's always Albanian gangs about. There's a 24/7 service. You call up any time of the day, look up job for you, just give them an address. It's like McDonald's, but for drugs.
They finance the production, supervise smuggling, sales, and thus dictate the market. Getting cocaine in many of Europe's big cities is now, alarmingly, as easy as ordering an iPhone.
In 2021, reports emerged that the European cocaine market had surpassed the US in value for the first time ever.
And much like how Apple has dedicated stores worldwide, these cartels have established a disturbingly robust presence in key European cities. Antwerp, Rotterdam, and other major ports have become hotspots for drug violence, as democracy is threatened by the expansive grip of these cartels.
Recent studies report cocaine use leading to everything from tissue damage in your eye to an impaired ability to see the unfavorable consequences of your action. So why is that? Is it just a case of one being more organic?
The Sinaloa and Jalisco cartels, once focusing mainly on their natural market, the United States, are now setting their sights on Europe, where cocaine consumption is skyrocketing. So, What happens when you blend the efficiency of a tech giant with the ruthlessness of a drug cartel?
I've spent years writing about drugs, why people take them, and why our governments chose to declare war on them.
The drug cartels of today have adapted strategies seen in the most successful global corporations. And in our exploration, one name consistently emerges as a model of operational excellence: Apple. Apple's design here, manufacture there, and sell everywhere model revolutionized the tech industry.
And that is a $2 trillion milestone. Shares of the company increased to nearly 60% this year. I mean, it really is history.
They not only design their products, but also control manufacturing, marketing, and retail, ensuring their brand's power and profitability. Meanwhile, the cartels, historically known for just supplying, are now mimicking this model. They finance the production in South America, supervise smuggling, dictate the market, and handle distribution right to the consumer's door in Europe. They've essentially turned drug trade into a pizza delivery service, or the equivalent to ordering an iPhone.
That's really interesting. There's a lot of different elements going on there, right? Like that, the Barbie with his polo t-shirt, that's almost like the birth of like influencer marketing. There's also a sort of darker side to it, which companies like Facebook and Apple don't do to my knowledge, which is murdering a lot of journalists.
From branding their products to even offering customer service, they're using the same strategies as some of the world's most successful corporations. It's a dangerous evolution, and its impact can be seen on the streets of Europe, where the presence of Latin American cartels is growing rapidly. But how deep do these similarities run? And what does this mean for the future of global drug trade?
Cocaine is really, really bad for you.
As we delve deeper, we witness that the transformation of drug cartels into fully integrated businesses has profound and devastating implications. In a chilling parallel with Apple, these cartels have started exerting unprecedented control over their entire supply chain, resulting in an explosion in cocaine consumption in Europe. Just as we admire the tech giant for its ability to dominate the market and yield incredible profits, we stand aghast at the power the cartels wield and the violence they propagate to maintain their grip. Against this backdrop of rapid cartel evolution, authorities worldwide are scrambling to adapt, to fight back. But as with Apple's continuous innovation, staying one step ahead of the competition, we must pose a crucial question. Will the cartels continue to adapt and evolve in the same way, solidifying their hold and power even further? And if so, how do we counter such a future? It's clear that we're not just up against a typical criminal operation, but a sophisticated business model that adapts, innovates, and evolves just as any global corporation would. But in this daunting challenge lies our potential for change. As we confront this dark reflection of the corporate world, we may yet find the key to turning the tide.
Growing high quality cannabis and selling it illegally. That's absolutely fake business model of an organisation we've created illegally in a country like Mexico.
The challenge of tackling the international drug trade is massive, and it requires a multifaceted response. Law enforcement, rehabilitation, education, community development, all these need to work in harmony. And, as the cartels have learned from Apple, we too could take a leaf out of the tech giant's book. Innovative technologies have the potential to revolutionize our response to the drug trade, from improving law enforcement capabilities to fostering economic opportunities in at-risk communities. It's a dichotomy, isn't it? The very same tools and strategies can be used for such vastly different ends. Innovation, branding, streamlining the supply chain, all these can be used to sell smartphones or smuggle and sell drugs. But in the end, it's not about market dominance, but about the impact on human lives. It's time to rethink, reimagine, and reinvent our approach to the war on drugs. Because unlike Apple or the cartels, our real endgame isn't profit. It's people.